Hello, back to Ball Street. It's Social Club. We're back to talk through some of the biggest issues surrounding the Premier League. And, well, I do this every time. I'm beyond, but not beyond. Basically just the Premier League. Ped's back from Toffee TV. Robbie's here from Arsenal Fan TV. I'm here from the Redmen TV. And debuting, Liam Tolan, providing the Man United perspective. You all right?
Good, mate. Good to be here.
Better than you would have been if we'd beaten you.
It's a bit of... Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. It's a bit of a hollow victory, if I'm honest, because it was a bit of a poor performance, but I would take divine intervention.
I'd have taken any win against you. Yeah.
Anything.
Well,
the ball could have went in off a beach ball. Who would have known, you know? Yeah. I would have taken that.
Yeah, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. That's not what we're here for right now. We're here to talk about Chelsea. Obviously, Everton were, let's be honest, robbed of a win against Chelsea.
Yes.
Are they any good? And ultimately, you know, they've changed the managers. Mourinho's got up. We've done a lot of that on these shows this season. Are they actually better with Hiddink in charge?
No. I thought they were awful against us, to be honest. Just, but I think some of their players looked like they were happier. Yeah. I think that's.
Costa doesn't look happier.
Well, he's not going to look happy. He's not going to look happy. He looked more snidey than happy, but they looked happy and they just looked like they had the freedom to play a little bit more football. But I thought they were poor. I can't believe how much they've fallen in the space of 6-7 months. It's unbelievable. But no, I just thought they were very, very lucky, clearly, because they were playing Everton, which is just luck in itself at times. And obviously, the goal in the last minute was unbelievable because it was clearly over the time and clearly offside.
Even Hiddink came out and said it was offside, didn't he?
But listen...
Was it over the time, though?
Yeah, it was well over the time. It was nearly 98 minutes.
But what about the celebration by...
Yeah, but we scored in normal time. The ball didn't go up till after we scored. So it was 7 minutes. So we'd scored in the regulatory 90 minutes, and then they scored nearly 98.
Well, you made a great point. I think it was you or Barry. We were discussing beforehand. Absolutely, yeah. That seems like a good point. Must have been you. That John Terry goes and celebrates the winner.
Yeah.
And then the full-time whistle blows.
Yeah.
At the end of it, no time is added on.
And also we didn't get booked.
Yeah, but hold on, wait a minute, wait. That's because that could have been the last kick of the game. So that goal scored could literally have been, the referee could have deemed that was literally, there's like no time left.
But he's got to but he should just blow the whistle there and then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but he did. After the celebration, he blew the whistle.
But he also didn't get booked, which Funes Mori got booked for the same celebration. But that's by the by.
Listen, I'm with you. I wanted you to win. You know what I mean? So, well, I'm just thinking to myself, and also, you did get away with one the other night against City.
Yeah, listen, I'm not using it. I'm not using that as an excuse at all. It was offside. Everton were 2-0 up and should have used it. But listen, while any team faces Tim Howard, they've always got a chance, haven't they? It's as simple as that. Yeah. It's the worst goalie in the world.
He's not the worst goalie.
He's
not the worst.
He is. Chris upstairs is better than them.
He was brilliant against City, though, wasn't he?
Shut up, Rob.
He was,
don't
though.
bring small things like that into it.
Don't bring world-class goalkeeping performances into an argument against someone being good.
It wasn't world-class. They just kept on kicking the ball at him.
Yeah.
They just kept on. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Normally he runs away. But for once, he just stayed still.
I rate hard as a goalkeeper. I really do. I think he's had a couple of bad performances, but you can't say.
Honestly, no, he hasn't. Honestly, he hasn't.
I don't know.
He's had He's had like 3 years of being awful, and it's time.
He was good in his first season at United, wasn't he? Well, okay, you know what? No, let's go a week without discussion. Tim Howard, not even relevant. It's not even relevant to the conversation. It's not relevant at all. I mean, look. Ultimately, I think what you're getting towards, and I think Terry's offside.
100%, 100%, and I think Everton were very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. I think that Chelsea team, without Jose, are a better team, just because I think, like you mentioned before, they seem a lot more motivated, they seem a lot more structured. I think Mourinho, for all of his accolades, trying to bring the team together, didn't. I think he divided them. No more, especially after what happened with the doctor. Surely if they see the doctor day in, day out, these people are being treated day in, day out, you know, and for them to say, you know, you can't come on and do your job. I think that was just the start of the end for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think he had to go. I think he had to go.
The weird thing though is that, you know, Hiddink's come in. It's a far more harmonious camp, whatever. You know, he's got Costa backfiring, which is an important thing, isn't it, Rob? But they're not winning games. You know, it's not. I mean, look, ultimately we changed our manager. It didn't have a great upturn in our fortunes as such. But you know, I can look at Liverpool and go, the guy's going to be in charge next season. He can build towards something. Is Chelsea just in a holding pattern for the rest of the campaign? Can they do anything this year, or are they just going to stay mired where they are?
Well, I hope they don't do nothing next
Well,
week.
I know what you hope.
Because they got us. But yeah, they've improved a little bit. The confidence is still very low with them, though. I think but they've improved a little bit. But I think the problem with them is their defending is awful. It used to be their strength, and you never hear of them conceding 3 goals at home. Never, ever, ever. And you know, they're conceding goals. They're a bit unorganised. Some of the players that last year were firing, they're not firing. I think that there was definitely some massive goings-ons at Chelsea, you know, with as you said, with Eva Canera, the doctor. You know, they obviously had enough of Mourinho, the players. And I think that's why he had to go. So there's a bit more freedom.
Yeah, but look at it. Look at it now. Look, you know, they've still got great players. There's not their first choice, first 11 is still as good as anything. It should be
but
as
if you
good as anything.
if you take one of those players out, it's not the same team. For example, if you take Matic out, you know, not every manager is going to play the same way that Mourinho played with that holding midfielder Matic in there. He does a great job, but he's suspended or he's injured, and it's a completely different team.
He looks worn out, Matic.
I agree.
He looks worn out.
They've got no one in there to come in and replace him. Well, I don't think they do anyway. No one good enough as Matic's standard.
I think the aura's gone as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The aura around Chelsea, it used to be when you go to Stamford Bridge, it's like, you're not going to get a win there.
Yeah.
If you could get a draw, you know what I mean? Now everybody's just going there and like, yeah, you know what? I'll have a go. I think we can beat Chelsea. Even teams like Bournemouth, everybody, when they go there, they fancy it. It never used to be like that. The aura's gone. So even though it's the same players and they're good, you know, guys are going, and then those players are under pressure because of the position that they're in. The fans are very jittery if if they don't get off to a good start. So, I mean, if you got to say, it was a good comeback by them on Saturday, even though they were really fortunate. But I still don't think that, we're not here talking about top 4.
Look at the team spirit.
He should be binned for a start. Talk today saying about getting another year contract. He's awful. You'd start again. I'd get a new centre back in and start again because I just think he's rubbish.
Well, you've got a decent right back who might be interested in. Like.
You never know. I don't think
right back.
I think the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid are going around him now. I don't think.
Well, that Real Madrid, mate, nowhere near. Not for a year. You know, like there you go, bullet dodged.
Well, there you go.
No, but maybe you're right. I think Teddy's had his day, but
But they're clinging on. That's what I'm saying. They're clinging on to players like him. Whereas I think Ferguson always recognised when he was in charge of United, he always recognised when someone's time was up. And I think Terry's
time's up. But he integrated them into playing a bit part rather than playing every single game. And I think that's what Chelsea should need to do with Terry. All right, he's their fearless leader, has been for a decade, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, if he's not good enough, he's not good enough. That's the bottom line. If he's not fit enough, he shouldn't be playing every game. No. And they need to recognise that and move on. I think Kale's a great player, but they need someone else in there.
I think Kale's awful as well. I think they should go and buy someone else.
He's fine, isn't he? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with him.
It's from Chelsea. Why haven't they gone out and really look to buy a top-class centre-half that doesn't play for Everton,
Would you have him? Would you have Mourinho?
No.
The thing that's interesting me.
I've got some bad news.
Would you have Mourinho at Man United? Because there's a lot of Man United fans are like, get Mourinho in.
They're seeing short-term. They see 2 or 3 years. What happens in 3 years' time? The club's in bits. And it's been like that with pretty much most of the clubs he's been at, hasn't it? It's 2 or 3 years. And he is successful, granted, but I'd rather have longevity.
I'd love a league title, if I'm honest, but that's
But then, you know what, you get the league... I've had this argument before with Arsenal fans, right? Like, especially last year when Wenger was going through a hard patch, and some fans were saying, oh, we need someone like... I said, I wouldn't want Mourinho anywhere near my club.
I don't think he plays good football.
I mean it. I meant it at the time, and because for me, he is... You're making a pact with the devil. That's what I always say.
I agree.
He'll come in, give you a bit of a success to start with, and then absolutely ruin the place.
Yeah,
I'd have him.
And that's what he's done at Chelsea.
I'd have him. Yeah. Simply because...
Plus, it'd be boring football as well.
Yeah, exactly, boring football. I remember going...
Boo-hoo!
I know,
What a couple of titles off
it! Fucking
even last year when they won it, you know what I mean? The way they won it, they were miles ahead. Win it in style. Nobody's going to catch you.
The Wenger
Just win it. That's just
you say that now, but if you had a manager who came in and they did that, yeah, you'd be happy for the first year.
Yeah, exactly.
But then
What
after
happens
that,
3
you'd
years
be
down
like,
the line?
come on, do we have to come there every week?
I watch the
Like
most
paint dry?
exciting football in the world every week, and we're in 11th. So there you go. There you go.
But it's one of those things, isn't it? You're right. You're not. Neither of you is wrong in the point. It'd be great to build something long term, but you have just had the longest serving manager in the history of football ever, and you have got the longest current serving. You're used to long termism. I'd love us to get back to that, but I don't think it exists in
I
football
understand.
anymore. You know what I'd love? I'd love a fucking league title and another European Cup, and then worry about it into the years'
I
time.
understand.
Come back to
Ferguson-
me in 5 years'
Oh,
time,
come on,
Liam, when you've won nothing.
Ferguson and Wenger are obviously, it's never going to happen again. It's really not. But there has to be a happy medium. You can't go 2 or 3 years and then change your manager just because you feel like
Chelsea were doing that year in, year out and winning titles.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's
Yeah,
just
but then they
him.
win it, miss. Win it. I don't want my club to be run like that. Honestly, I don't want my club to be run like Chelsea. I don't want people like Mourinho.
21 years, Rob. 21 years since we won
I don't-
anything.
A piece of silverware.
I can understand it, yeah. All right, in your case, I can understand it.
Now
You're
you
so
just talking down to me. Now you're talking down to me.
Well, you said it, didn't you? You said 21 years.
I just think
It's all right when he said it.
now and again, I just think now and again it's good to have a manager who just knows how to win something at the minimal fuss.
All right, well,
And
he's
if it-
won things. Can't he do? Is that it? After
Yeah.
all this time, is that it?
That's all football.
Park the bus, and you got players like when he was at Inter, you got Samuel Eto'o
but
playing
when he
as
was
a
at-
right back. Yeah, I
But when
don't.
he
I
wasn't
don't
playing
wanna
right
watch-
back. Let's not.
He had him playing as a right
When
in
he
the
was-
final when they went in the Champions League final. he had
Listen,
Samuel Eto'o
when
right.
you're valuing like
I wanna
good
see my
football
football.
and having a pitch that's referred to like, as a carpet over actually winning pieces of silverware, though. I live like big clubs are meant to win trophies, and he does win trophies.
When he was at Real Madrid,
won silverware.
I think they
So we'll
scored.
remind
And they
you
still
that.
got the
Yeah,
record.
you have won silverware.
You've won
And they still
two
got the
FA
record
Cups.
in La Liga for the most goals scored in the season.
Yeah.
When he was at Madrid.
Yeah, because he had all the best players, which is another thing. He'll go to a place as they give him all the best players. I want to see him also do it. I'd love to see him at a club like Everton, actually.
So are Chelsea actually better off without him?
Yeah, they are.
yes.
Yeah,
They
I
are.
think they are.
But this season in particular, I mean, I guess we're asked the question. We kind of did a mid-season analysis on it and what have you, but now that Hiddings had a few games in charge, we've seen a little bit of what they're like. Where do we reckon Chelsea are going to finish?
They're 6 points off relegation at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah,
5 points,
I think
6
5
points.
points off the top half, 6 points off relegation,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Realistically, I'd say probably mid-table, 10th, 11th. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near
No.
6th, 7th. I don't think so. I think they've burnt their bridges in terms of getting that far up the
Yeah.
table. Like,
I think they'll finish 9th,
Yeah,
pretty much.
Around about the same. I mean, if Costa's out as well, he picked up an injury. Who's going to score the goals for him as well? They haven't really got a lot of goals in him at the moment. Hazard's not
the thing that's
not doing nothing. Hazard was saving them in a lot of games last season
He's-
as well.
he doesn't look
and he's not. Yeah, he looks like he wants to go. So, for me, the best they can hope for is mid-table.
yeah.
the thing that
would
worries
that
me-
be, sorry, would that be
No, no.
considered successful? Would Hiddink be
It
successful?
doesn't really matter because he's not staying, is he? So it
Depends
doesn't-
what you
Exactly.
do
So
on
what
it.
makes him a success? How do you judge if he's better than that they've got rid of Mourinho?
no. You're right. You're right that it's impossible. It's basically impossible to judge it. Isn't
Saves
it?
them from relegation.
So as long as you don't get relegated, is that a success
It
story?
depends
then?
on the cups, doesn't it? Because he's done it in the past. He come in and won the FA Cup,
Yeah.
didn't he? And Benitez, when
And
he
they're still
came
in
in
the
and took over,
Champions
won the Europa
Yeah.
League, didn't he? You know what I mean? I think you can have if they get something out of the season, then it's probably just about a success, and then who they get after that. The thing that worries me about Chelsea, and just I guess a kind of final point,
Does
is
it
that
really worry
we
you?
were so far. It actually genuinely does.
Does it keep you up at night?
You know why? Because it affects Liverpool, and that's why I give a shit. Is that we were like 10, 11 points or whatever ahead of them not too long ago. There's 6 points in it now, and I still think Chelsea have got loads more points to drop, but then so have we. The concern is they're only a couple of wins away from somehow being above us again, which is something that we need.
I think that's more
definitely.
Jurgen's fault, though, isn't it? Really?
No. Let's call it Brendan's fault to be
Okay.
done. You know why?
Graham Rodgers.
Because he can't fight for himself. Because if you put your hand on his forehead like that, he literally couldn't make contact with you. So I'm so sorry, Brendan.
Oh, by the way, what's a Jurgen Klopp?
Okay, seen that. You haven't seen that video. That joke won't make sense. Anyway, give this video a thumbs up. Leave your thoughts on Chelsea. Are they better? Where do you think they're going to finish in the Premier League this season? What represents a good season with Hiddink in charge? All those thoughts, comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the Bullshit YouTube channel yet, go and do it now. We will wait while you click the subscribe button in the corner.
We're waiting for you.
Literally, go and click it now. We're not going anywhere until
Outside.
You've done it. Yeah, there you go. Thanks so much. Check out the rest of the show. We're going to be discussing Jamie Vardy apparently being linked with Liverpool, along with Shane Long. Arsenal-Chelsea at the weekend is going to be a big one. And Louis van Gaal reckons Man United for the title. Tune back in for the rest of those shows.